Back. We are back. Yes. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well out there. We're Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Appreciate you hanging out with us. We had EJ Smith on a little bit earlier. If you missed any of that, you can always go to jakibsports.com or JAKIB Sports YouTube Network and check out our interviews or any portions or the entirety of our show. All right, guys. So here's the question I have for you. Who needs to step up? Who needs to step up for the Eagles? Let me throw some names at you. All right. Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, who has fumbled twice in the last couple of games, has not really gotten going on, in terms of the running attack. He was about 3.1 yards per carry against the Cowboys team that wasn't great against the run. This Saints team equally is not good against the run. What are your expectations? I guess I'll start there. Barrett, after a couple of not so great performances from him and in some ways reverting back to maybe old form a little bit.
This is why you get paid the big bucks, man. This is where, if you're interviewing for 31 of the teams and then, 32nd being the Eagles, you got to step it up now. You've had 2 games in which you've had a lackluster, not a bad from a lackluster performance. It's time to go out there and say, hey, I'm ready to get paid. This is my time to shine. I'm about to make it happen. So, yes, he's got to step it up.
Wow, that's a big pause.
It's surprising we're sitting here saying Miles Sanders needs to step up when you look at the season that he's had. Every running back coughs up the football in his career.
Yep.
If Miles Sanders had 6, 7, 8 fumbles, I'd say it's a problem. He has 2 in 15 games. Now, one was a pivotal point of a game. It gave Cowboys additional 3 points. I get it. Now it's psychological. I'm looking at Miles' body language after that fumble in Dallas. It looked like he was almost in tears after that fumble. That's a psychological battle he's got to win now because he's had 2 in 2 games in back-to-back weeks when he hasn't had any. He does need to step it up, but I think they need to feed him to get him in a rhythm early, to get that running game going early, something they haven't done the last 2 games. You get that running game going against this Saints defense, you've got them right where you want them in terms of running the overall RPOs and your play action as well. I think if Miles gets like 18 touches, 85 to 100 plus yards, that's a good day for him, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over.
I think he's going to respond. I think he's going to come out there and play really well in this game. I do. I think he's going to go over 100 yards. I don't think he's going to turn it over. And I think he finds the end zone at least once. I think he bounces back strong. I feel good about him. I think they're going to try to establish him early. I think Nick and Shane Steichen realize they got to get him, going early in this thing. And I think he will show you that he's up to the task.
They got to, though.
He's got to step up. Yeah. But all that said, like, we're saying all the right things, but dude, he's got to step up. Like, he's got to be better than he's been. They need you. They need him bad.
Every time we think we know what the game plan should be, they do something else. So I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
They come out throwing against the Bears, come out throwing against Dallas. I don't know what to expect from this team anymore, to be honest.
No, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Which sucks, man. It sucks because I think like we're talking about a Dallas team that everybody else has ran on them. And we can't run on them. To me, I didn't quite understand that what Doug was doing was a lot more potent than what we were doing, that we couldn't run the ball on them. But then I thought about it. They have a mobile quarterback down there. It's all about a mobile quarterback. When you have to run, when you run the ball, if you have a mobile quarterback, you have a quarterback to move around, it makes that defense just hesitate just for a second.
Right.
And that's all you need in the NFL. It's a game of inches, a game of seconds, man. Because you can let them, all right, stop for just a second and then have to go again. It gives you that much time to get by on a play or set up a block. And that's why I think that, his game is kind of it's kind of stymied a little bit because of that, which isn't going to help him when he goes into free agency. Mm-hmm. And they look at it, look at his tape and saying, all right, you didn't do it well unless you had Jalen Hurts behind you.
Yep.
So maybe you just need Jalen Hurts to be a good running back. So he has a lot to prove this game that, you know, he can do without having Jalen Hurts' ability to run the ball to help him run the ball.
Guess who's back at practice?
Ooh.
Number one.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts. He is practicing today. So here we go, boys. Strap in. My man is practicing. Yes. Got the red jersey on, as does Minshew, but he is out there. He is throwing in drills. I'm looking at video that is they're over at the link practicing today. And yeah, he's letting it rip. So for whatever it's worth,
I feel giddy now.
Yep. Also practicing
is
Miles.
Now.
Yeah, Miles Sanders is practicing as well. So yes, let the giddiness commence.
Yeah. What's the lineup? What's the lineup though? What's the offensive line lineup though?
We don't know that yet. That we don't know. I don't even know if they'll let the writers stick around long enough to see that. Honestly,
right?
You know what I mean? But pretty interesting. Jalen Hurts practicing. If you're just hopping on with us, so we'll see what that means. Maybe this is just let's test run the car a little bit and let's see how we wake up feeling or how we're feeling later in the day. You know, maybe it isn't 100% lock, but nonetheless, a lot different than yesterday. Yep.
Let's go.
A lot different than yesterday. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting right there. All right, let's keep rolling with who else needs to step up here. Boy, I would say Darius Slay. I'm going to throw Slay out there to you guys because
you're about to get blocked.
I'm going to get blocked. Yes. Did somebody? Do you want to inform us on someone else, Aaron, who got blocked on Twitter?
Darius likes to block people if they're too negative, so get ready.
Okay. That won't be the first time. I got blocked by Brandon Graham back in the day, and then I was unblocked. So
rightfully so.
I've been blocked.
But you know, this is just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I think at this point, you look at how Slay has played, and everybody's saying he hasn't played well. Well, he hasn't been challenged either. I know, you know, that a lot of those plays we think that, all right, you're a all-world corner. You should have just made the tackle. Forget worrying about somebody else's deal and not doing this. You know, you just got to go and make it happen. And, you know, it didn't happen that way. I still think that, you know, he's probably still a top 5 corner in the league. I still think he is. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he does this next game.
I think he's capable, but he needs to show it.
Well, that's the big thing. You know, show me better, you can tell me.
Yeah.
He's been talking a lot now. And I've never been, you know, a guy to listen to, you know, talking. Mm-hmm. I want to see production. But he's backed up, for the most part, everything that he's accomplished. He's told you about it, why he's doing it. Okay. That's just the nature of how he does it, man. That's how he plays, man. He wants to talk about it, why he's doing it. And if you can back it up, then keep making it happen.
No question about it. All right. So beyond Slay, I'm going to go Josiah Scott. Josiah Scott, Gunner. Here's where I think Miles is capable.
Didn't that sound sinister?
A little bit. Here's
sinister.
Miles is capable. Darius is capable. I don't know if it's there, at least right now, for Josiah Scott. Maybe this is just who he is at this juncture in his career.
I think this is a young player who's doing some soul searching. I'm sure the coaches have been on him about his inconsistent play after what happened in Dallas. I'm sure he's seen a lot of the social media comments as well. Young players have to learn before they get there in terms of how to block out the outside noise. And I wonder how much it will affect him and make him think. You think too much in this game. You think wrong more than you think right. Mm-hmm. You have to go out there and just react and play your game. When you start overthinking situation, that's when you get into trouble. This guy has been called out by a teammate. I'm sure he's been lambasted by coaches for what he didn't do in the Dallas game. No. You heard EJ talk about how he is a matchup liability when it comes to decent slot receivers. Does he need to step up? Absolutely. Will he step up? Major question mark right now.
I'm with you. Yeah, those no truer words have ever been said than your last sentence, right? I mean, does he need to? Yeah. Can he? You know, I'd like to go dunk a basketball, but guess what?
Me too at this point.
Unless there's a trampoline,
there you go.
Happening, my man. Okay.
Well, guys, I'm gonna tell you this. He has it rough every time he goes in the spots for Avonte Maddox. But then he turns around, they start him. He becomes a capable player. His role is to be that backup to come in times when they need him. And he doesn't fill that void very well. But when they start him, he does play well because he's had a whole week to take the reps, a whole week to know where he belongs in the system. And I think that'll make his play better than what it was. The good thing about what we're facing this weekend is we're playing against a team that likes to run the ball. And we know that we have guys that can go in the box and do those type of things.
Right.
We can play with the, Reed Blankenship playing in the box or having Kayvon Wallace play in the box and, might play him at a slot just because he's going to be run filling a lot. They don't really have a slot player besides Chris Olave that you really have to say, oh my God, we got to put somebody on him. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to play to our strengths a little better because the nature of how they play the game.
Fair enough. Okay. I'll throw one more at you. And again, this may fall into the category of can he? Okay. Quez Watkins.
You got to know your role.
Yeah.
You got to know your role. He needs to know his role. And his role is to play
on the outside,
a go route, right, and just run deep. Run, Forrest, run. That's what run, yeah. Just run, just go. Don't have him playing outside. Just like what Dallas did with what was his name, T.Y. Hilton?
Yes.
He's a 9 route runner. He's a go route runner. He ran a 9 route, they went and caught it. That's what his specialty is. That's what his speed is. That's what he's done for years. He went out there and did that and had some production. Well, they need to do the same thing. Hey, you don't go on the field unless it's 3rd and 20, and you just run a deep route. Period. Just go deep. I don't care what they call. It could be 322 watch stick nod, a 3-step drop. No, I want you to just run deep. Just clear it out, and if you open, we'll get it to you. Mm-hmm. That's just the type of player he is, man.
Yeah, but they keep trying to throw the ball at him over the middle. I don't get that. I just don't understand.
Because he's open in the scheme. He's open. He should be able to do that, though.
He's open, but he can't close the deal. How many times we got to see this?
He coulda, shoulda, woulda. Honestly, coulda, shoulda, woulda. He's supposed to be able to do that, bro. I mean, you get paid. You paid a lot of money to do that, and it's BS that he can't do it. He should be able to do it.
Yeah, he can do it. He's got to be tougher. I'm not expecting to be A.J. Brown. I get it.
Right.
That A.J. Brown's a different, level. But come on, man.
Right.
You got
exactly.
You got to be better. All right, so let's come back and let's dive into the NFL. We have a game tonight that's a very interesting one with the Titans and the Cowboys, and we'll explain why it's very interesting from a Titans perspective. So we'll do that. Derek Carr situation in Vegas, Aaron Rodgers update, Josh Norman back in the news.
Yeah, what is going on there?
Yeah, man, interesting. Playoff implication games, NFC power rankings. But the big news is, and we'll continue to talk about it throughout the rest of the show, the final hour of the program, Jalen Hurts practicing. And by the video that I've seen, he's letting it rip. So it's not one of these deals where he's just kind of out there and he's in a jersey and he's watching. No, he's participating in drills and whatnot. Miles Sanders also practicing, as is A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's got a compression sleeve on that knee that he got hit on, but he's out there as well. So a lot of the big boys are out there practicing today. So we will talk about it more when we come back. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis, we're Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. All right, let's talk about hybrid work and Razor technology. The future of work isn't remote or in person. It's a hybrid model. In facing this new reality, businesses must reimagine their workplaces to align with preferences and needs of modern employees. Razor technology helps businesses create a workplace that gives their teams flexibility in choosing how and where they put in their hours. Online platforms for communication and collaboration combined with secure and adaptable mobile devices are enabling hybrid meeting experiences that are nearly on par with in-person events, so everyone can feel like they're a part of the conversation. Employees with strong social connections and their team report better well-being, higher productivity, and stronger retention rates. Razor Technology helps growing organizations adapt to hybrid environments with industry-leading digital tools and insightful guidance that promotes efficiency and workplace satisfaction. You can learn more by calling 866-797-3282, 866-797-3282, or visit Razor Technology online at razor-tech.com. That's razor-tech.com.
Go for the beers